Individual or relay team registration includes a t-shirt, finisher's medal, and tickets for food and drinks. Sign up at carrolltonhalf.com. Hosted by the City of Carrollton and West Georgia Track Club. Sponsored by Tanner Health.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton. News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
And good morning. Welcome to the Community Voice. I am your host, Josh Engel. Today, we are live streaming this morning's episode with Circles of West Georgia on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page, as well as our Grata Communications YouTube. So you can share and spread the good word as we have a great conversation this morning with the Executive Director of Circles of West Georgia, Mimi Gentry, and Circles Coach, Jeri Shaffer. We've had a great time hanging out, chatting before the show. And I'm excited to have you guys both on the program.
We're excited to be here. We appreciate it.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Why don't we jump right into it? First and foremost, Mimi, for listeners who may be hearing about Circles of West Georgia for the first time, what is Circles?
Circles of West Georgia is a national organization. It's about 25 years old. And the founder of this organization came up with this idea that poverty is not about the loss of money. It's about the loss of community. So he devised this model that surrounds people who are living in poverty with community. And the important thing about that is the community shares hope, they teach resilience, they open doors that isolated people would not be able to open. And over a series of 18 months, we see a difference in not only incomes, which is significant, but we see a difference in people's perspectives of themselves, most importantly, and of the world around them. And it's really life-changing work.
To see that transformation. I mean, I've had an opportunity to go to some Circles events, and we get to see, speakers from some of the families that have been served by Circles of West Georgia, and to hear them talk from the perspective of this entire new life is really inspiring.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yes. And we have a true story sitting right with us. Mm-hmm. A true Circle success story.
Wow, right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeri Shaffer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tremendous. I mean, I don't think that one's heart could be more dedicated to an organization than after experiencing what we were talking about, like having that loss of community and building a brand new community.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, that's beautiful. That is wonderful. Hopefully we can get into that some here shortly. Mimi, Circles is part of it's a national model that has been successful in communities all across the country. So, what makes this approach different?
A lot of nonprofits, and no shade on this at all, but a lot of nonprofits are dealing with immediate need, with survival need. Circles takes it. If you're familiar with Maslow's triangle, my husband's going to say I'm geeking out here.
Yeah.
But on the bottom level, you have survival. You have food. You have
shelter and water and stuff.
And so when people are on that level of existence, their minds can't hope. They can't adapt. They're just trying to survive. So what Circles is trying to do is find people on the second level, move them to that second level so they can have hope, so they can dream.
And I love to think about, as they move up that pyramid, it's like you have that wide base beneath you of community and support, the people that are looking out for you. I honestly, I meant before we even got started, but I got too excited. I jumped right into it. Mimi, you're the executive director. How long have you been executive director, and how long have you just volunteered and worked with the organization?
I worked with the organization on and off for years, mostly in the children's program, because we do offer free children's childcare when we have our meetings. But I've been executive director since February, so I'm a new kid on the block.
How's it been so far?
It's been like drinking from a magnificent fire hydrant.
Yeah, I bet.
She's awesome.
But
she
just,
really is. She's
just
been so
exciting and fulfilling. I get up every morning with a fire in my belly to take on poverty in West Georgia, and it's changed my life too.
I no doubt. I mean, how unbelievably fulfilling to see success stories. Walk up there in front of the community and just have an entire new lease on life. I mean, and everybody and anyone. I think it's important for folks to remember that anyone and everyone in the right circumstances or after the right series of events can end up in this exact same position. Yes. And people, they get too complacent. They're like, oh, it never happened to me. It never happened to me. It happens fast. I mean, you lose a few members of your family, you lose a job, some massive shift or change in your life, medical bills. Next thing you know, you were at your lowest. And shout out to Circles of West Georgia for being there to grab them a hand and be like, hey, you got this. Like, trust me, we could be here too, but we are all going to work together to help make this happen. Mimi, you often say, and we touched on it earlier, poverty isn't just about money. It's also about relationships. Mm-hmm. Could you expand on that, please?
Well, when a person is experiencing poverty, there's a lot of shame associated with it, even if the situation they're in is not their fault. Like you said, medical debt or generational poverty. Your grandmother was experiencing poverty, your mother, and you are. So there's a lot of shame in our society associated with being in poverty. Also, when you feel ashamed, you don't interact with people. You don't go out of your house. You kind of hide and isolate. So what Circles is doing is it's trying to break that shame. It's trying to create this community around people so they're not isolated.
I mean, I was just telling our videographer, Joel, earlier, a good friend of mine, a longtime friend of mine, is currently in Emory. He's in an induced coma. He's been battling cancer. It's a bad situation. And I heard the estimate thrown out yesterday that the stay, he's been there for about 2 weeks now. We're rounding $1 million. $1 million. And I think that people need to kind of recontextualize what it takes to really knock someone's life path, off. I mean, and I think it's tremendous that you guys do what you do and help give such a lift up to these folks. Jeri, I would love, if we could now, if it's all right, I'd love to get into your story. It's very much one of hope. Could you tell us a bit about how Circles impacted your life?
Yes, so I was actually in cohort 2 when Circles got started, and I was in a domestic situation and found myself in poverty, and I felt very stuck. I felt very, a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, and why can't I just get up and, make this work, and then I heard somebody talking about Circles, and they were going to talk about the emotional side of Circles, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to do, because, it was the shame that I just couldn't get unstuck.
Yeah.
So when I came in and I got a community, I got some community cheerleaders, and I think the biggest thing for me is they not only had a class on budgeting, but after the class, they walk right beside you and they're like, helping you figure it out, what's not working, what can work, what can be different. And so to me, that is the beauty of Circles of West Georgia, is because it is an 18-month, you're able to walk together and really, hone in on the budgeting and the goals and that kind of stuff. So I had no hope, and I got a bachelor's in sociology and a master's in accounting, and now I'm able to be an accountant by day and a Circles coach by night.
Whoa, congratulations.
Thank you.
It takes a lot of bravery to do that. Even though, and of course, I mean, it means the world to not be alone on this stuff, because any and every component of what you just said, that's a scary thing to confront and overcome, and you just pushed right through it. You weren't going to go for it because you had this support system. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's amazing. And congratulations on we were talking earlier on your new website. I had an opportunity to check it out. It looks so good.
We're so excited.
Circlesofwestga.com.
Circlesofwestga.com. Don't miss that. You need to go check it out because it is beautiful. You guys did so great on that.
Thank you.
Shout out to Joy Gunther
yes.
for she's one of our Circle allies, and
nice.
she designed the site.
Shout out Joy. What a great name, Joy Gunther. Sounds like a painter. Ginther. My bad. Jeri, before we take this first commercial break, I would love to touch on this real quick. So today you're coaching others who are walking, a similar life path as you. What has that experience been like for you?
It's been phenomenal being able to watch other people get that hope and smile and able to get a savings account, and then something bad happens where before it would have put them behind months and months, and and they're like, oh my God, I had to use my savings account. I'm like, oh my God, that's what it's there for.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, that is so spectacular. Yes.
That's true
It's like
magic.
it just keeps the hope going all over again.
Yep, perpetual motion machine.
Yes,
But
yes.
a perpetual motion fueled by love and philanthropy and decency. Shout out to Circles of West Georgia. Time is 8:40. We're going to go ahead and take that first commercial break. But when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Mimi Gentry, Executive Director, and Jeri Shaffer, Circles Coach and Success Story of Circles of West Georgia, as we talk more about the organization, some upcoming events, things you might want to keep your eye out for. So stick with us. Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
And we're back to the Community Voice, Wednesday, July 22nd. If you're just tuning in, this morning's interview with Executive Director of Circles of West Georgia, Mimi Gentry, and Circles Coach, Jeri Shaffer, is currently being live streamed on our WLBB 1330 FM 106.3 Facebook page. You have any questions or comments for our guests, please feel free to hop in the chat, or just kudos, celebration of all the positive high vibes this morning in the Community Voice studio. Feel free to hop in the chat. I'd be happy to read those out. You can also share the link to this Facebook live stream, as well as our Grata Communications YouTube stream of this program, and you can spread the good word, let everyone know about what Circles has going on, and some of the amazing success stories we have. Before we jump back into some of the questions that I got here, I would love to maybe, for folks at home, break it down, because we're throwing out terms to folks who are not initiates. They might be unfamiliar with coach and ally, and can you take folks through some of this terminology?
Sure. I'll start with our leader, because our leader is the focus of our program. A leader is a person who's experiencing poverty, and they've determined that they want to change. They want to move forward in their life and get unstuck. And the reason that we call them leaders is they are leaders. They're leaders of their family. They're leaders of their destiny. Mm-hmm. And they have agency. They have control of forward motion. We can't perform miracles. We can't do this hard work for people. So they have to lead themselves. So that's why we call them leaders.
Oh, awesome. And Jeri, fill us in on some of the other terms.
So the circle ally is somebody who is successful in the community, and they're willing to have a intentional friendship grow, and they're just walking beside you. They're not necessarily teaching you anything. They're just being willing to be there, be that cheerleader, just to be that friend, to be that voice of, a lot of times, in what she was talking about with being the leader, is you just need to know, yeah, I can do this, or hey, that's a great idea.
Sometimes it just takes being told that you probably can,
Exactly.
We tell ourselves all the time we can't. It takes
exactly.
An objective voice to be like, hey, cut all that. You
yes,
can do it.
Yes. Actually, so my allies, when I decided to go to college, they were like, I was like, hey, I have this really crazy idea. And they were like, okay, let's hear it. And I told them, they were like, yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, you agree?
Surely that can't be possible for me. And then it's
no way.
You can and should.
Another important job that allies do is they open doors. Allies have a lot more social capital than our leaders have.
Yeah.
So allies share their social capital. Like, I know a guy who can help you with your resume. I know a career coach who can open a door for you. And those doors opening is the
Tremendous.
Magic behind circles.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for indulging me there. We can get back to the questions. Jeri, if you could paint us a picture of what a typical Tuesday evening, if someone were to walk into Circles and they were to attend an event, what would they see?
So when you would walk in, I always like to say it's like a church potluck. So you come in and, everybody is together. We encourage people to sit in different tables all the time, find somebody to talk to. The kids are there. Somebody donates the food. And so, we get in line and we go get our food and drinks. And it's just it's almost like a gathering every Tuesday. It's really awesome. And then after that, we go upstairs, and then we have Jeri's Whistle Stop, which is just, like a really quick empowerment little lesson. And then we go into if it's a match night, so they'll match with their circle allies and the circle leaders, and they'll go over the goals and the budgets, and
it's like workshopping.
Yeah, it's like a workshop, and then we also we always start with a new and good, and basically, trying to look for any celebrations, because the biggest thing is to really celebrate even the small things that people don't think about are big. We really try to, get that out and celebrate those. And then afterwards, we'll always end with appreciation. So we always take a time to appreciate somebody, and I like to be a little crazy about it, whether it's to the left or to the right or zigzag or whatever, because it's really important it's just that part of that learning, that positiveness and that thankfulness.
To leave hearing someone say something positive about you.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but how rare is that? In just life.
Yeah.
Know, in life, it's usually just like, sir, you can't have that. You know what I mean? Or something like
right.
That's beautiful. And people forget thoughts are things. Thoughts quite literally resonate.
Right.
At a frequency. And it's amazing what can be achieved and the impact you can have on your local surroundings, extended surroundings, by just maintaining that high vibration of gratitude and thankfulness and positivity.
Yes, so we have a circle leader who is in a job she's just not really happy in, and every Tuesday night she comes and she looks defeated and just sad and depressed. And every night before we even go upstairs during dinner, she's smiling, nice. And it's just a whole different persona, and to watch her leave just with the smiles and stuff, it's really awesome.
Power of perspective. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's all just existing in the mind when we come home after a bad day, but it is.
Right, yeah.
And it's amazing to just sort of move that out,
Yes.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful thing. So, well, I appreciate you kind of giving folks kind of a perspective, a view into a Tuesday night, so they can get an idea of the magic that the organization's doing. So, Mimi, one of the most unique parts of Circles is the role of an ally. We touched on it a little bit, but I'm all about hammering home. Let's repetition. Let's get it out there. For the role of an ally, just remind folks, what is an ally and what do they actually do?
An ally is a person who is a volunteer for Circles. They come into our organization. They receive training, so you don't just throw them into the situation. And after their training, we have 2 allies for every leader, and the allies just help them move forward. They encourage them. We have allies who have like jigsaw puzzle tournaments at their house, and they invite their leader. Yeah. They exercise together. They go to the gym together. Essentially, they develop a friendship with this person. These 2 people who would have probably never met in real life are suddenly in relationship, and that relationship builds the confidence of the leader. But allies aren't just there to build the confidence of the leader. They're also learning. They're also building themselves. Our allies also identify a goal at the beginning of our program, and the leaders keep them accountable. How did you do on your goal this week? And so it's really a learning experience. It's an experience of opening up to a new opportunity. I mean, we're watching relationships happen that might be one of the strongest relationships in people's lives.
Well, what makes someone, what are some qualities that you would look for in an ally? Do they need any specific experience or training?
They don't need specific experience or training. They need a willingness to be open. They need a willingness to be in relationship, and they need a desire to create a change for the positive in our community. Really,
beautiful.
That's the only criteria.
Well, I just wanted to double check because my man Johnny Jackson in the comments said Josh would be a great ally. Real decent of you, Johnny. What a sweet guy. What a sweet thing to say.
You would be. You have a lot of great energy.
Hey, well, it's because you guys are here. What is it we were talking about? We're just raising that crackling energy, that positivity. Time is 8:50. Let's go ahead and knock out that last commercial break. When we come back, we have some upcoming things you want to keep in mind for Circles of West Georgia as we continue this conversation with the Executive Director, Mimi Gentry, and Coach for Circles of West Georgia, Jeri Shaffer. So do not leave. Stick with us. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
And the circle won't be broken by and by, Lord, by and by. Daddy sing bass.
Mama sang tenor.
There we go. All right, I needed someone to do it. Welcome back to the Community Voice. It's Wednesday, July 22nd. I've been holding that in all day. We are talking with Circles of West Georgia. We have Mimi Gentry, Executive Director, and Jeri Shaffer, Circles Coach. Let's jump right back in. If you're just tuning in, please be sure. My man Bobby Gaines, a tremendous, a lot of positivity, a lot of electricity, hilarious guy. Bobby Gaines said, I would love to be involved with a heart emoji. So shout out, Bobby. I imagine
Bobby,
they'll be hitting you up.
Let me take you out for coffee, Bobby.
You hear that? Should take you out for coffee. And then you can help participate in this magic that is changing lives through Circles of West Georgia. Jeri, so you're preparing to launch a cohort. It's actually going to be cohort 10.
Yes.
In the second week of October. Who are you hoping says yes to becoming an ally?
I'm hoping anybody who wants to just give up a couple of hours a week and come in on Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8 and just be a friend to somebody else who just needs a friend, who needs to be lifted up and reminded that they already have everything that they need. So people who just want to be able to say, hey, you matter.
And anything less is illusory, I mean,
Yes.
we make it up. Like, we think we can't do limitations, all that stuff's just, fabrics of our own imagination.
Yes.
And Kat's like loving, positive people, like Brother Bobby in the chat there. I think that he needs to absolutely keep that kind of thing in mind. So this is cohort 10, and that is that's going to launch. That's launched the second week in October. Mimi, if someone listening today wanted to make a lasting impact and make a difference in this West Georgia area, why is this the right time to get involved with Circles?
Since COVID, it's been really hard for people. You talk about isolation. Mm-hmm. All of us experienced isolation. So we're just now getting back into the stride of community, into relationship. And now is a perfect time to get back into relationship with people. Also, it's Jeri. Tell me why now's the perfect time, because my brain just went. Zzz.
So now's the perfect time because we have relaunched and we have a brand new website up and going. And I know, like, we've come into the to this Gentry, and you can actually go on there and go to the link and fill out the information.
Never been easier, to participate.
Exactly. Yeah. We had a great time getting that up and together so that we could be updated. But and now it's just we have the dynamic duo right here.
Bam.
And it's been awesome. It's been really exciting. So we are really ready to.
It's a great time for this.
Yeah.
The momentum is building, and you got a cohort about to kick off. I know that you guys probably have some fundraisers later in the year.
We do. The Designer Show House is going to be in November. It's going to be a gorgeous house in Sunset Hills, each room decorated by a different designer, local designer, for Christmas.
Wow.
So it's a great
Everybody
way
loves
to
Christmas.
open up the Christmas holidays.
God, you could not pick a better time to do something like that. That's awesome.
But Josh, I just wanted to do a shout out for different kinds of volunteers. We are not
Yes.
only looking for allies, which is a significant commitment, not going to lie, but we also are looking for people to help us serve our meals. So if you wanted to come check it out, if you want to just drop in and eat a meal with us to see what it's all about, we have different levels of participation for, 'cause
That's great. I mean, because there are folks listening. They're just like, oh my god, but I got a kid. I'm working on their homework, but
if they've got a kid, we've got childcare.
no way. You hear that?
Bring the kids.
Yeah.
Bring the kids
Yes.
out, and what a great environment for them to be around. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
to
Really.
be around their parents, serving, helping,
Because they
raising
do
the
new and
community.
goods too. They're learning budgets too. They're learning how to be social. They're learning to interact with people in different economic groups.
Learning that nothing is impossible. Anything is
Yes.
achievable if with the right support, the right community, the right focus. You can do it.
Absolutely.
That's a great lesson. I mean, I wish I had learned that early on. I was like, yeah, I could never be an astronaut. Like something like that. I mean, I think it's important to remind folks that you can do anything. So that's beautiful. It really is. So, before we wrap up, is there anything? What's the one thing you hope every listener remembers about this conversation we just had about Circles of West Georgia?
Community builds community.
Yes.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
If these mics weren't connected to an
I know,
arm, they
right?
would drop. That
We
is
could do that.
powerful. And honestly, says everything you need to say right there. Community, that's beautiful. And I do got to ask, in the time we have left here, we just have a couple of minutes left. Where can listeners go to learn more? I mean, so we have the new website. I'm sure that would be one.
Circlesofwestga.com.
Circlesofwestga.com. I love that. Circlesofwestga.com. So this is where they can learn more. You can nominate a future leader, which is cool. You could become an ally. So you got the website, Circles
of westga.com. And our contact information is there. You can send me an email, Jeri an email. You can call either one of us.
Yeah.
And if anybody's interested in participating, we'd love to talk to them.
So it's perfect, and you got the dynamic duo. You guys are obviously,
Right.
if people tuning in and watching haven't figured this out yet, they're very approachable. Believe it or not, it's a good hang. It's always a good hang, good conversation. It's not scary. You can reach out and get any information you need. Do you guys have any socials, like any Facebooks or Instagrams or anything?
We do have Facebook and Instagram. So
Okay. So follow you on there, and I imagine folks can see information about upcoming events and stuff that'll be posted. They can keep track of it on there.
Yes.
Awesome. Jeri, do you have anything, last thing you'd like to say before we take off?
We're definitely taking applications right now, so we're getting ready to get geared up and start interviewing and get our next cohort built.
What's up? Cohort 10.
Yes,
Check it out.
very exciting. 10.
Awesome. Well, again, Mimi Gentry, Executive Director for Circles of West Georgia, Jeri Shaffer, a Circles Coach with Circles of West Georgia. Thank you both for not only your service to your fellow man and to the community, our local community here, but also for waking up bright and early, coming on and representing the organization. We appreciate that.
it was our pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
It's been an absolute joy. And thank you to everyone who tuned in with us today. Again, be sure to share the link to this Facebook live stream. You can share it to the podcast for this episode, which will be on this station's website as well as gradicommunications.com. You can also share the link to the interview on the Gradic Communications YouTube. So share it, spread the love, and show support to Circles of West Georgia. Thank you, gals. I appreciate
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you
Thank
again
you.
for everyone who's tuning in. We'll see you next time.